Hello world, Stupid Michael Zach here, and today we have hit our 600th video. That's right, this is the 600th video that I have placed on this channel. So I thought I would take the opportunity to look back and take a look at my very first review. The show was not always called New to Me. It was called Ooh, Is That New? Don't know what I was thinking there. Thought I was being funny. Seems a little strange now, but let's go into the way, way back machine and let's take a look at that video.
Hey everybody, welcome to Woo! Is that new? And today we're talking Toshiba laptops.
Now, one thing about this is that when this laptop, this is the first thing I ever bought on Amazon. I went out, I researched it because normally I would have them built for me. I would just buy them straight out or I would build them. But this is the one that I researched. I did all the research and it had great reviews. And I went out and I bought it and I got it and I did this review. And then about a month later, after I couldn't return it, the reviews suddenly went down to like 0 stars. So somebody was on there lying about the computer, and I got 11. This thing was basically a glorified DVD player, a super duper 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 lemon. So it was not great.
Woo! Is that new? Hey everybody, welcome to Woo! Is that new? I'm your host, SMZ, and today I'll be reviewing my new laptop from Toshiba's Quasimo line. So like Ryan Connolly of Film Riot, I too have decided to return to the PC world from Mac. It's just cheaper and it's far more customizable. However, I wanted to have the ability to go mobile. So after much research, I decided on the Toshiba Quasimo X75 A7250. The X75 is actually marketed as a gaming/editing computer for college students. It comes preloaded with both Adobe After Effects and Premiere Elements. This thing is fully loaded.
And to give you an idea, Premiere Elements was pretty awful, so we ended up not using Premiere at all.
It's got a 17.3-inch, 1920 by 1080 resolution, true bright LED display, 16 gigabytes of DIMM, an Intel iCore 7 4700 2.4 gigahertz chip. It's got two, count them two, 500 gigabyte 7200 RPM hard disk drives.
No, it didn't. Surprisingly enough, it did not have that. It said that it had 2 hard drives. I ordered it, and when I got it, I figured, oh well, maybe it's just not finding the hard drive. Maybe I have to go into the software and find the hard drive. No, it didn't exist. The Amazon page lied to me. So I ended up, after a month, not being able to return this computer that was missing a hard drive. So it only had 1 hard drive, and it was very, very, very slow.
Now, you can get a model that actually has a 1 terabyte hard drive, but that's more for gaming. It's also got a NVIDIA GeForce GTX 770 with 3 gigabytes of memory.
I love all the old shots of my first sci-fi film. It's just fun going back and seeing, what I started with when I was back into like doing heavy visual effects.
A frameless LED backlit keyboard, 3 hours of battery life, and weighs in at 7.6 pounds. And it wields a Hartman and Condor quad-core speaker system.
I will say that this speaker was very, very, very nice. I had no complaints about the speaker. I mean, it's a great company. Like I said at the beginning, this is basically like a glorified DVD player.
Now let's take a closer look at the X75. On this side, you have your standard mic and headphone jack, 2 USB 3 ports, a full HDMI port, which is very important, a VGA port, and a 4-prong power plug. This is a little different from regular laptop power plugs because of the awesomeness that this thing pumps out.
And by awesomeness, I mean power suck. This thing didn't matter what you did. You'd watch a movie for like 30 minutes and the battery would be dead, so you needed to keep it plugged in. Or if I did like anything with After Effects or even tried to edit Premiere, the battery would just like die within 20 minutes. So like I said, this was kind of a lemon.
requires a far more serious power supply. Swinging around to the other side, we have an Ethernet connection, but who really needs that because this thing's got some sweet built-in Wi-Fi. Then there's 2 more USB ports and a DVD writable drive.
Now, one thing I will say is the DVD drive was trash. It broke like the day, like the day after this review, it broke, and I kept saying, "Oh, I'm going to replace it," but the way that the caddy was designed, you couldn't replace it. So it basically just became like a glorified cup holder, if you will. When it worked, and when it didn't, it didn't work. So it was just not a good DVD player at all. But this was back again when they were starting to phase out adding DVD drives to computers. So they threw this in haphazardly, without any care. So it's pretty junky.
The front is the SD card slot. Now, I wish it were on the side, but we'll get into my cons a little later. Pros. I love the screen and the backlit keyboard. The screen is beautiful to behold, and the speakers are not too shabby either. Plug in my Bose headphones and the sound is excellent. The build quality is excellent as well. Even opening and closing the screen feels solid. Cons. Windows 8. Windows 8. I hate Windows 8!
And this went on way too long.
One thing I miss is the handy little start bar that used to be in the menu. Well, there's a quick fix for that. Go right here for my quick tips episode and download this app. Another dislike is the mouse pad.
Yeah, they never fixed that aspect of Windows. It's still jank.
On-off button. It's right in the corner of the mouse pad and it is annoying. Usually it's a function option key, but here it's just in a bad place. It's also really heavy, coming in at 7.6 pounds. It's not something I would travel with if I could help it.
It was a glorified paperweight.
And finding a case for it was next to impossible. And lastly, the disk drive. It's cheap. It's so cheap, in fact, that I broke it the first day
How cheap is it?
I got it. Luckily, I was able to fix it, but it's very rickety and very thin, and I will probably replace that later on. As far as functionality, this thing is awesome. It renders After Effects and Premieres like a charm. Even previewing in After Effects is really smooth. It did come loaded with a bunch of worthless apps, Norton, etc., but I deleted all those and just added my own security. So all in all, this is a great desktop replacement, and a great editor. At only $1,430, it's
$1,430 for a glorified paperweight / DVD player.
far more affordable than the MacBook Pro, and except for the screen resolution, actually has better stats. I highly recommend the Toshiba Quasimo X75, model A7295. Thanks for joining me on Woo! Is that new? And I'll see you next time.
Ooh, credits. So that's it. That is number 600. So I just want to take the time to thank everybody who has been with me since those days, or if you're new here, thank you for subscribing and or just watching this video. It really means a lot to me. And if you're not subscribed, you know what to do. So that's it. That's all for me for this episode. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to mash that bell button to be notified when we drop a brand new video. And feel free to use the links below as it helps out the channel. I'm Stephen Michael Zach, and I'll catch you later.